Is rolling.
Happy Friday. Welcome to the Finance Facts on this lovely Friday. We wanted to talk to you guys about debt protection. My name's Kristen. I'm the Vandalia branch manager, and this is Tiffany Manley, and she's a loan officer at the Vandalia branch. It's not something that you think about on a daily basis, how you're going to pay your loans if you pass away, if you become injured and you're not able to work anymore, or if you lose your job. That's not something we think about on a daily basis. And especially being as young as we are, that's definitely not something that goes through my head. But we do have a lot of members that take advantage of our debt protection and voluntary payment protection. And we want to talk to you guys about that today. Kind of discuss what it is and the benefits that you can get from this, and kind of take the ease off of your mind and off of your family if something would happen to you. Our most common one, I believe, it would be our life protection. It is our Life Plus protection, and we have quite a few people that use that. We have a lot of instances and examples that we can talk about. We have a younger gentleman that actually unfortunately had to use this, and in my eyes, I look at it as, I'm young, nothing's ever going to happen to me, so I don't need it. Well, he was thinking the same thing, but after talking to him, he's like, okay, well, it's not very much a month. I'm not going to lose out on this money, so we'll go ahead and do it.
And he did it as like a last minute decision at first. He's like, no, yeah. I don't need that. And then, thankfully, for some reason, he came back and he said, yes, I do want that on there. And
yeah,
it was a good thing that he did, because, he had a family at home, and that burden wasn't left with his family when he did pass away. So,
and unfortunately, he did pass away, and his family, that was one less thing they had to worry about. Everything was paid for, and they got to keep the vehicles, and so I think that was a huge blessing, for somebody to be that responsible to take on, to think about those things and not just think about yourself.
Definitely.
And the cost on that, you guys, is it based on your certain case, or how do they determine how much it costs per month? Okay, we're gonna cut that part out because that stumped you. We're gonna edit.
The life is the cheapest.
We'll just edit that part. No problem.
I think we should talk about the Life Plus.
That's what I was gonna
changed.
start talking about, like all of these, like that it covers.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. Start over. Sorry, take it again.
Okay. So there's other things also that the Life Plus benefits cover. That they do, like FMLA, hospitalization if you're ever hospitalized for 48 hours for any reason. They do usually cover up to 3 months or $3,000 worth of payments for you. The only thing with that is there is the 3-month vesting period, which usually, as long as nothing happens within the first 3 months, they will cover that for you. There's the loss of life of a non-protected dependent. Again, that's the 3 months or the $3,000. And there's also like a terminal illness or accidental dismemberment. I'm not sure how that works.
I personally think that FMLA is the best of those
and the
options.
Hospitalization, because that can be, you can be hospitalized for any reason for 48 hours, and you have that protection there to cover you since you've been off work.
Right.
It's going to make up to 3 months payments for you. That way you can get back on your feet, because you still have your other bills to pay and things like that. But the Life Plus is definitely, to me, worth the money. It's a very reasonable cost per month, and you got all those different protections on there to cover you.
And we do also offer the disability protection, which it requires you to be out of work for 14 days due to any type of injury with a doctor's note. So it doesn't have to be a work-related injury, but they do require a doctor's note. After 14 days, they do make your payments until you're able to go back to work. We have had a lot of members also take advantage of that. You don't necessarily think anything's going to happen to you again, but we had a member who purchased a vehicle, 3 months later had a stroke, and ended up paying off the entire vehicle. They made payments on it until it was completely paid for. So that's not something you think about is going to happen to you, but it definitely is something I think that is well worth it. We do also have the involuntarily unemployment protection. That protection, unfortunately, you can't get fired, but it is an involuntary.
Or quit.
Yes, yeah. You can't quit your job or get fired, but the plant that you work at shuts down. They lay you off due to lack of work. They terminate that position at your employment. Anything along those lines, they'll make your payments until you're able to find a different job or return back to work somewhere also. Good. anything else you want to talk about?
That's good. Okay, so maybe just wrap up with, anytime anybody wants to come in and talk about it, feel free to stop by, any of our branches throughout Central Illinois, but we're here in Vandalia and give
Are
me
you
the
still
address. It is rolling.
Okay.
I'll cut it out.
If you ever come in to get along with us, we can definitely discuss any of these options for you. I mean, you don't have to do all of them if you don't want to. You can just do the Life Plus. You can do the Life Plus, the disability, and the unemployment. There's all the options out there, and we are more than happy to discuss and go over payment. Payment quotes. We can even extend the term for the same rate in a lot of cases to keep you more of where you're wanting to be on your payment, so you can be covered on all these protections. That way, you're not. If something happens, you're not out of luck and, scrounging up, trying to figure out how you're going to make your monthly payments. So these are there to help our members. So
Yeah, if you want to come in and just chit chat with us and tell us what you're worried about, if you're worried that your family's going to be stuck with these, we can kind of help you and kind of go over your financial planning and kind of discuss the options that maybe will help your loved ones out or you out if one of these unfortunate events happens. But feel free to come to the Vandalia branch and talk to Tiffany or I. We're always here.
Great.
see ya.
That's good. Perfect.